Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the situation in Israel-Palestine. Originally this video was supposed to be about the prospects of an escalation by Hezbollah, but like an hour ago from when I'm recording this, that's already happened. Uh, so I'm going to be talking about that. And let me get into it. So firstly, talking about what's going on in Gaza. The Most of the fighting right now is going on in the northern uh, the the villages north of the Gaza Strip, and right now there's just the Israeli soldiers near, like at the wall between Gaza and Israel. Right now, a lot of bombing going on, a lot of bombing. Uh, in Gaza, in Israel, even in Lebanon, as well as northern territories of Lebanon, of Israel, and I'll get into that in a bit. And something important to note right now is that Gaza is in a complete blockade, like a medieval siege. There's no electricity. There's not gonna be any water. That Israel's gonna allow to enter the areas. There's no water, no food, no nothing. Very similar to what was going on in Artsakh. A couple of, well, what happened in Artsakh? There's no Armenians there right now, but when there was a blockade. But this is different because there's still war going on and there's missile strikes, carpet bombing, all that going on in Gaza. So, going more north to the West Bank, there isn't as much fighting going on there, if any at all, because the Hamas isn't really in. The best way I could put it is in control of the West Bank, so there isn't really much that's noteworthy going on there yet. If I'm not mistaken, there's still a lot of missile strikes going around there. And getting to the you know, main topic, the so in the north, from many reports, there was first a very massive drone attack done by Hezbollah, attacking the northern territories of Israel. Now, this followed bombings in Beirut, and after this, there were a lot of air raid uh, sirens going off in everything and everywhere north of the West Bank, all of the Israeli settlements north of the West Bank. And there's also reports of also ground forces right now of Hezbollah attacking Israel. So, as we can see, there has been a very quick escalation in this conflict by Hezbollah by attacking because they saw that after the very quick attack and runaway done by the Hamas group, they saw that there was going to be a blockade, and they said, "Well, we should probably do something since they're really the only other power right now who is uh, helping Hamas militarily at this current moment in Israel." So uh, all this really means is that uh, the attack, it might end up being very this offensive might end up being very similar to what Hamas did in Israel. It might, because they are attacking in a very similar way, if the reports are true, of course, where there's paragliders and troop movements and a massive missile strike, massive amounts of missile strikes in northern Israel, uh, and that would mean that this would be very quick. Although it's possible that it might not be as quick as the attack that Hamas did, since Hezbollah has a definitely has a way bigger arsenal than Hamas, since even with the ways that Hamas is able to smuggle in the massive amount of weapons into their territory, mainly from the ocean and the underground tunnels. Hamas, eh, excuse me, Hezbollah is basically the best way I can put it in control of Lebanon. So they have an entire country's military support behind them, and they can way more easily get weapons and make weapons because Gaza, well, all it is really just a very, very populated city. Or yeah, that is what it is. A very populated city. Uh, with there's obviously not only Gaza and the Gaza Strip, but they all it really is just that. There's nothing other than that there. So Hezbollah might have, they definitely have more of a advantage against Israel at this current moment. Now, the possibility of other countries getting dragged into this is uh, less possible because Hezbollah, helping Hamas isn't really that surprising at all. Everyone expected this. Most of the time, whenever there's a big fight going on between Hamas and Israel, Hezbollah also helps Hamas, them both being militant groups that are very much against Israel and very much for Palestine, especially Hamas. Uh, they would want to help each other. The possibility of Egypt getting dragged into this is uh, the most possible out of everything, out of any other country. Uh, I doubt that Syria would get dragged into this, or Iran. I'll get into Iran in a bit, but going to Egypt, during when the Israelis announced the blockade on the Gaza Strip, they did a massive, well, obviously they did a bunch of missile strikes all over Gaza, but also very specifically in the border crossing between Egypt and uh, Pal- yeah, Palestine. And this just shows this is like Israel's little warning to Egypt, saying, this, you know, be careful. We're prepared, and now I do believe that they are prepared. They have done a huge mobilization. If I'm not mistaken, around 400,000 troops, and I do feel like they are ready to take on the entire Arab world. I don't know if they want to, but I know they're definitely ready. I'm very positive of that fact. Now, the possibilities of Iran getting dragged into this is way less possible since uh, apparently, according to an article, Iran told, according to U.S. intelligence, Iran was also caught off guard by Hamas's attack. Now, that true or not, who knows? You really can't know when it's stuff like this quickly. Uh, but we should take that into account. Uh, Obviously with a grain of salt. But uh, the entire collective West, they are talking about how, oh, Iran, you better not do anything or else we'll attack you or whatever. They really want Iran to get dragged into this conflict. And Iran knows this and is making sure they don't by trying to, uh, obviously, they have to support Palestine, but they're not going to directly support Palestine, since then that would give neocons a reason to maybe do something in Iran. So yeah, this one video was a little short. Uh, Hopes you enjoyed, got something out of that. Don't forget to condemn war crimes, no matter where it is. Uh, and I changed my spot. That's pretty nice. Think it's got a little map here, got a little flag here. We're in a nice little corner. Feel very spacious and comfortable. That's pretty nice. So expect more from me. Gonna not only be talking about Israel-Palestine, I'm gonna talk about anything that's going on. Uh, I have some videos in mind, so I at least have ideas on what to do next. That's pretty cool. So yeah, see ya.